go. All right, so we continue on. And let's move some of this stuff out of the way. We have several clamps. All right, so now you'll notice there's a lot of wires. And these wires all go to the motherboard. Be very careful when you do these things, when you move things out of the way, because it's very easy to unplug things. It's very easy to push the wires against the sides of the cases. So be very careful. So now what we need to do, there's a screw in here that I need to remove. So we go to our trusty tools here, and of course I did not think of bringing that tool with me. So sometimes you have to make do. That's an itty bitty, but let's see if we can make this work. Yep. And again, if you're doing this kind of thing, be careful. Sometimes you need two hands. Okay, grab your screw and take it with you. Unless you have a magnetic screw, you're going to lose it. Now, one of the things that I have is, I have a ground wire that goes to the power that goes to the electric box that keeps me grounded so that there's no ESD. Electrostatic discharge is where you have a very small amount of current that goes over across the circuitry of a board, and it actually will start to blow out parts of the chip or parts of some of these things on the boards themselves and cause the boards not to work right. Well, that's bad, because now you have boards that don't work and you have no clue why. Well, it's because you weren't grounded properly against the cases and the grains and so forth to get rid of that ESD, essentially. And your body, it equalizes things out. Look up ESD on YouTube and you'll understand more. So now that we've grounded out here and I've touched it, touched the case, and touched this, I can reach in and grab the card. And there's a little clip in the back that you have to push in. Now you can pull your cards out. This card, Windows 10 would not see. Couldn't get it to work, hence this is where it goes. This is very old and it's worthless. So we're going to set this over here. Alright, so let's do some box unboxing. Pull it down here so they can see it. Let's unbox this. This is your driver's information, which normally most techs don't care about. And then we have our wonderful card. So normally what you want to do is cut these open and undo it. Be careful. A lot of times I always touch my ground and make sure I'm equalizing the current out. You reach in and you very gently grab the card. Do not touch these components, because again, if you have ESD, you can blow the components and wonder why the card's not working. Alright, so now we have to figure out, this card is going to go in here, and I think I've got this section here is pulled out with the other inwards. I should be able to put this right in its place. So what you want to do is remove the protective plastic that they give you. And I always typically put the things that I pull out of a box, I put everything back in, and I keep the box for a period of time, because you never know whether you want those parts or not. So in holding this, don't push pressure on the fan blades, because it can cause damage. You want to grab these things about like this, and then you want to reach in here and gently install this. And we're going to be able to install this, yes. By leaving these little plastic things in there, you protect those components. Assuming that this isn't a problem, I'm going to get this installed. Alright, I don't know if you heard that. Now, there was a mistake I made. This actually takes up 2 spaces. So I need to remove this. And this screw right here has to be removed because it takes up 2 spaces on the board. So we come in with our screwdriver. Okay, all right. Now, be careful, because they have this plate that sits in here that if it drops too much, it theoretically could scratch your board, and you don't want that, so be careful. Alright, so let's go back to grabbing this and let's see if we can get it installed without any problems. And we'll get this in the proper place here. Slip it right in. See if we can get this installed. There we go. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it clipped in. Alright, so the next thing we do is we take our screws and we screw this in. Now you'll notice that this particular car does not have any power going to it. Some of the other cars that you'll buy might be a little longer and they'll actually have a power here that you take these and either a 4 or 6 pin, and sometimes you have to use 2 of these, and you plug them in like this and it actually powers the card along with some of the power coming from the motherboard. Okay, so I don't tighten that down all the way. Let's get that second, whoops. Really need to get that other screwdriver. Oh well, every once in a while you do this to yourself. You think you have your tools and you don't have them. So let's get this screw into place. That may be a problem. There we go. Alright, so a lot of times with the tension and weight of cards, they won't seat properly. So I try to make sure that it's going to seat right before I tighten things down. It looks like it's okay. So we'll go ahead and finish off the tension on these. Now, don't go snugging this down. If you wrench these down and go too far, it'll strip those threads out, and now you got a problem. Okay, so now we have the card physically installed, and I heard that clip in the back when you clip it in, so we're good with that. All right, so now the card's installed. Let's go ahead and hook up power, and let's hook up our amperage meter. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. So what's interesting is when you see this, we're going to turn this on. You'll notice that it hasn't turned on yet. And the thing I've noted about motherboards today is when you turn them on, you can't power them on immediately. They actually have to be charged for some reason. Not sure why the motherboard manufacturers changed this, but they did. So you have to wait. A lot of times I wait until I get impatient. And then let's see if we can turn this on. There we go. All right. So you'll notice these numbers are changing. And now we're at 92, not quite an amp yet, because 120 watts per. So we're on amperage right now. So we're at 0.69, 0.75. Not quite there yet. So we're now booting up Windows. So I know that I haven't blown something in doing this. So let's put this up here. And we can slowly watch these numbers. Okay. Windows is booted up because Windows inherently is faster. I have a regular hard disk drive here and an SSD over here. So let's see if we can boot up, log into Windows. Alright, here's Windows 10. And while it's booting, about 6 months ago, I had Windows 7 on these machines, and I decided I was going to try Windows 10, and I was pretty impressed that Windows 10 actually went faster than Windows 7.